it was a period where I was like 2 months in. I was going through this massive loss streak. I don't know what was happening to me. My life was like going downwards, and I thought I just lost everything.
Hi guys, welcome to the first ever Forex Capital Funds interview together with Hamza, our first funded payout. Hamza, welcome. Tell us
Hey,
more
hey,
about yourself and introduce yourself a little.
thank you, thanks, man. First of all, thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure to be on, and yeah, so far my experience has been amazing. Just talk a bit about myself. I'm known as Mr. Stonks because I come from the stock market.
Yeah,
You should know in the past couple of years ago. Did options, made some good money there, but again, you don't have access to large capital, means you're not able to make a living out of it. So then I came across Forex literally about a year and a half ago. Learned it was pretty much the same thing, right? Nothing really changing in terms of like the concept, the strategies, but now different instruments that I'm trading with now. It's currencies more than stock options, right? So
mm,
it was a whole different scenario now. So I really had to dig deep in terms of understanding, okay, how do I go about this and how can I make good money here? Because I was seeing all these guys and gurus like on Instagram making like 20, 30K. I'm like, bro, what is this? Like, how are they making this money in such less time? I'm like, I need to really think of something that they're making and do the same thing. And then I came across prop firms, all this FTMO, all the big guys in the industry, started going with them and getting funded with them. And then you guys came along, Forex Capital Funds, and I really liked your
yes.
model. And I remember I took the challenge with you guys, the 100K, the 200K challenge, and bro,
You did.
the demo account, the condition was mad. I'm like, wow, this is some insane conditions, especially coming from another prop firm. I won't take the name here, but I kind of got butchered in the challenge and the phase and the funded phase because of the spreads and slippage, and I'm like, man, I can't make money this way because I used to get cut off. Like my stop loss would be at like say, you know, 1% of the account, I end up losing 2% or 3%,
Mhm.
and I'm like, I'm just blowing my capital at this point. So I need a firm that is actually like that doesn't have insane slippage, insane spreads, and keeps it minimal. And I came across you guys, and I'm so far been very happy with you guys.
That's
No complaints.
very, very good to hear, Hamza. Yeah, really. You passed your challenge really quick. But I want to go back to where you started off. You said you started trading options. How come that you switched to Forex, really?
Okay, so when I was doing options back in, so I started doing a bit before COVID, and I caught the bull run. I remember Tesla's option calls
Yeah.
is where I made a lot of money in those Tesla and Amazon option calls, because of the bull run that was happening during COVID. Everything was just flying rocket. So I got in at that phase. So I wasn't really like knowledgeable in terms of what am I buying. I just bought it because of the bull run, and I surprisingly made money from that, which is good money. However, I know a couple of people who were in Forex at that time,
Hmm.
who were making money when the market is good and when the market is bad. And it was not like 20, $30. It was a couple like 20, 30Ks, 20, 30, like $1,000. And I'm like, bro, like that's a dream for an option trader, because
Yeah.
again, to make a lot of money, of course, with options you make a lot of money, but there's so much money you can bet, or there's very minimal amount you can put down on a trade that will give you gain. And you're talking maybe like 1K, 2K, on a good day 3K, but that's very uncommon. But 1 to 2K, you can average you get that, by holding for 3, 4 days or so on and so forth, right? But then when it came to Forex, I was looking at all these guys, and especially my friends, and they were like making like 5K, 6K within a couple of hours. And I'm like,
Hmm.
bro, this is a monthly salary within 5, 6 hours. I worked for 30 days to get that. What do you mean you get making in 5 hours? And of course, it's important to understand like the whole concept of this, social media and 5, 6K within minutes. The thing is, people don't show the side of them losing.
They
And
don't.
you guys have seen the way I trade, and I come from a very aggressive approach, right? And previously, I would be very aggressive with my trading. I would be like, let me pass within a day. If either I pass or either I fail, because financially I'm in a pretty good position, so I wasn't really worried about blowing an account because I know I have some backup ready. So I would just buy challenges, pass within a day or fail within a day, and that would not really work out for me. But then I wanted to go more of a conservative approach, more so like taking my sweet time, going for $100, $200 a day, and going about that because I realized like yes, 1K, 2K a day is doable, but it puts you at so much pressure. And bro, I'm going right here already, because of that. I need to stop doing this. I need to stop being so aggressive with my approach.
Yeah.
Go more conservative, aim for a 2-3K, fixed RR. And then when I did that, I saw more success with my trading and with my style, and actually passing more challenges that way. And taking my sweet time.
And like, I hear you saying I'm being really comfortable financially. Do you think that has something to do with your aggressive approach that allowed you to have this aggressive approach?
Somewhat, but then again, also because so the reason why I even did the aggressive approach is because I had a good flexible job, which
Yeah.
was paying. And this is why I tell everyone who's part of my mentorship or part of whatever I do, or just having a chat, I always tell them make sure that you have a secure job on the side, something that pays you well. Finish education, whatever it is, because many people in the industry shut on people who do a 9 to 5 job or who
Yes.
don't drop out. It's always like, oh, this guy didn't drop out, he's a shit trader. No correlation, but it's always that case. And many of the youth or the young people in this industry, say, yeah, I became a Forex trader at the age of 18 because I dropped out of university, dropped out of high school. I get that, that's good for you.
Yeah.
But and like not to hit on anyone, but the reality is most of the population will not be that successful. More, like they say, 10% traders, or even like 1% of them make it, right? So what are the outcomes of you, actually making it in trading? So if that's the case, you need to have a backup plan. With such
Yeah.
risky industry or business, you need to have a backup plan. What's your backup plan? A job, a good paying job. And I think that was one of the major success with me, being able to be profitable, because I knew I had the backup that if this goes to shit, I have something else on the side
Yeah.
that'll pay my bills, that will allow me to live, flexibly and so on, even if I blow this account. So that way, I had no pressure on me to pass it, right? I had no pressure on me to make it in a sense. So that way,
Exactly.
when you don't have that pressure on you, the force on you, you're able to easily go ahead and actually pass challenges, right? And that's why I say always have a backup plan or a secure plan in the end, either to multiple accounts, either through being conservative approach and then having an account and then going aggressive afterwards.
Yeah, the reality that people don't see is that not a lot of people make it in trading. I read an article where which says that you have a higher chance of becoming successful in the NBA than becoming a successful profitable trader. So I was honestly I was shocked. But yeah, if you look at all the traders, it's not that shocking, but it's really what people think that they that they will be profitable for sure. And it's made easy on social media. So it doesn't seem like that.
The thing, right? Like it's a false image that's put out there that
Yeah.
it's always Lamborghini, it's always the Ferraris, the Porsches, the Benz and all those type of stuff that show that if I can, so can you. I
Yeah.
get that, but you can't compare a guy's day one to a guy's day 100 or day 1,000. Like you don't know what the guy has been through to be able to get to that position, right? Or it may just be a fake. He may just be renting cars and showing that
Yeah.
this is the case and he has to make money actually off the course. And again, not to share anyone who makes money off the course. Like I myself have a course, or I have a mentorship program. But again, it depends what value are you bringing to the table. Are you bringing a shit course from YouTube, just rewording it and selling it, which is then just BS, right? Or you're
Yeah.
actually providing value. You're actually I actually helping people get funded, helping people, get to their financial freedom, whatever it is, right? Depends what are you bringing to the table. So, it's a false perception on social media, but again, it basically how you take it. Like you can't just listen to anyone and everyone out there, especially this industry, with trading, especially. There's a lot of guys out there who are, who say they have Lambos, Ferraris, Benz, and all the stuff at the age of 17, and all of them are rented, right?
Yeah.
Living in Dubai, and yeah, it's a lot of fake sellers
Indeed.
out there, which is
All
not
in
really being.
Dubai with the
Yeah,
Lambos.
not only that, and then you say, oh, we catch 30 odd trades a day. Like, what are you talking about? 30% a day. This was really like for me at the beginning, it was like mind blowing. I was to see guys like catching 10% a day, and I'm like, man, what the hell is this? Like, I come from stock options, so I know the reality of trading. I
Yeah.
know like percent a day is 10% a year is almost impossible. Like,
Yeah.
okay, you can make that, but even hedge funds don't do that for the consecutive every year, 10% a year. So how is this guy catching 10% each single day? Like, are you telling me you're better than Wall Street? And this is the thing, many guys, young guys in the industry come in and they're like, yeah, bro, I caught 20 yard trade. and like I'll do that every day. And I'm like, oh man, you're in for a ride. If that's the case, you're in for a big persona of trading, because that's not how trading is. Trading is,
Yeah.
minimum is 1 to 3% on average, and averaging out 4 or 5% a month, or around that range. The goal is not to make big percentage. The goal is to gain large capital. A million
It
account,
is.
and you have 1% on that, bro, you're living for the whole year. You made a yearly salary, right?
Yeah,
And that's the goal.
exactly. You have started trading Forex 1.5 years ago now, correct?
Yeah.
That's a short amount of time. So how did you manage to become so profitable in 1.5 years, switching to Forex? Like, tell us more about your learning curve. How did you start off? What strategies did you use? How did you come to those strategies?
So, okay, so man, honestly, a lot of guys ask me this, like, bro, I've been in this game for 3 4 years.
Yeah,
I'm not. Yeah, how the heck did you become profitable, right? First of all, it's important to understand that it's also a big part of luck, right? Every person's destiny or luck is different, right? That's one thing. So there's definitely a big source of luck in my life, right? Second thing is, when I say luck, I don't mean like chance. I mean like predestined, like it's already written for you. So it was meant to be, right? Meant to be, and it just happened.
yeah,
The second thing is, of course, the grind, right? The grind behind it. Like people say, I want to become a trader. I'm gonna put an hour, 2 hour a day, and within 1 year, I want to be profitable. Bro, you're dreaming. That's the case. I remember when I started off last year. Like literally, this is my bed, my
yeah,
my table to eat. I used to just sit here all day. Like literally, I remember I used to wake around like so I'm in Canada, Toronto, right?
mhm,
So my time zone is a bit different to London. So my 3 a.m. is at open of London. So I would wake up around 2:45, 2:30-ish every single day, by the way. Every single day for 6 months, no breaks. And
that
this
takes
is the time where
dedication.
bro, it does. But again, when you have a goal in mind, you will go through it no matter what. You will sacrifice everything you had. So I wake up at 2:35, 2:32, 2:40 a.m. on that time. Wake up, do my prep for the day, right? Trading day. And the thing is, many people say that, oh, when you're in the beginning stages, or like when you're a trader, you don't need to spend time on the charts. I get that, but that's once you're profitable.
Yeah,
Like you go after you become profitable, you set the trading and set and forget. Just go about your day and do what you think. That's afterwards. In the beginning, you need to have as much chart experience as you can. And how do you get that? By staring at the charts, by looking at trends, by looking at what's happening today, what's happening yesterday, tomorrow, day after, last year. And what I would do is, bro, at 2:45 I would wake up, do analysis, and wait for the price to come to my POI, or for it to come to the level that I want to buy or sell from. But while I'm waiting for that, I would backtest to the hits till my alerts ping, and I would have work around 8 a.m. So it would be constant like back testing, recording. And I have a Google Drive where I store everything. I have like about like 3 years of data, solid data of just trades I took. It's like I think like a 500 line, like just like analysis, high time frame, lower time frame, and so on. And
wow,
every time you see, every like 2 3 months is like refinement. Even today, I'm actually, if you see my story, I'm actually refining my strategy more and more. It's always a learning curve, bro.
of course.
So that used to be my thing. So like around 3 4 a.m. I'll say the price hits my range around 3 4 a.m. I'll get into a trade. Of course, journal that, and that's the main thing there. Journaling, one of the major key aspects with my journey, I would say, the journaling. When I started journaling, bro, I saw a lot of growth because I was able to identify the losses, the wins, and where I'm missing, where I'm losing, why am I losing, what can I refine, and so on. That's how by gathering data. So that was my day. Around 2:30, wake up, get into a trade, do my back test till like 6:30, have breakfast, come back up, go my actual work. And things like, for me, I'm fortunate enough to work from home. So that's, that was a blessing. So I was able to like, manage that as well. So go about my day on working my regular job. And during my break times, I would check up on a trade and so on. And then around 4 o'clock when I finish work, I would again back to same thing. Back to from 4 till 11 or 12, right? I didn't sleep. And I would be up for like, I'll sleep for 2 3 hours, bro, for a good 6 7 months. And
Wow.
yes, people say you need to sleep, you need to be healthy. I get that. And I actually started seeing some sort of like health problems with my breathing after, after all that phase. Even till now, I have that problems. I'm actually in the phase of working
Of
it and trying
course.
to resolve it. But you have to understand, like, when you have a goal in mind, bro, you can't sleep, you can't eat, bro. When you're broke, you don't have a good amount of money. And okay, I had a good paying job, but it wasn't enough. Like being able to provide for my family, my parents, my sisters, and being able to take care of them, having my goals accomplished. I can't do that with a regular job. Especially this day and age in Canada, life is expensive here, bro. In Toronto, like it's super expensive. So you need to have a couple of incomes on the side to live a good life. And I couldn't live that with just a salary. So that was my goal. Like I had a goal in mind. I said, okay, I need to help my dad retire. I need to help my dad financially. I need to help my mom financially, my sisters financially. But when you have that goal in mind, bro, like no sleep or food or going out with the boys will ever come, as a barrier, because you have the goal. And that's the thing. Many people have materialistic goals. So once you reach that, then what? There's no other goal then.
Exactly.
Right?
It has to be bigger than yourself.
Exactly.
That's what you hear a lot.
Impact for your life, your family's life, your parents' life. My goal has always been to be able to, run charity organizations, help people in poor countries, help poverty, because I'm not a lab, bro. I've seen poverty with my one eye, and it's not a good place to be in, bro. So I want to help those that are in that position. And how can I do that? With money. That's clear. Like, yes, you can help with support and speaking to them, but there's so much you can do that, right? There's always money is a solution to every problem, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you.
It is.
Maybe not happiness, but as a solution to every problem. Every problem you have today can be solved with money, right?
It is. For sure it is. And life is getting more expensive as well.
Literally, yes, bro. That's what it is.
But like living in Toronto, or like in America, I can hear that it takes a lot of dedication, waking up at 2 or 3 a.m. So then, you have to have a bigger goal than only yourself or only materialistic goals to be able to do that. And
like the thing is, in the beginning stages, yes, it's some sort of like even today, like some of my boys, they ask me, hey, like I want to get into trading. Listen, bro, trading is not easy. If I were you, I would tell you, don't get into this game, because this game will really bring out the devil inside of you. It will really show you like what type of person you are. How much the way you boast yourself. Oh, I'm a very patient guy. I'm not egoistic. I'm very humble. This game will literally slap you up in every direction you can, and you'll really bring out the real you, and you'll see your faults in front of you, and you'll be like, how do I fix it? Right? So trading is not just just making money. It also makes you as a better human. I'm telling you, bro, from the time when I first started this to now, I've developed like crazy amount of patience. I was never patient. I was very impatient before. I would never wait in a line, for a queue. If I had to go somewhere, I would never wait. I would probably wait outside and tell my sister to go away from me. But now, bro, it's a different story now. Now I'm actually, more patient. I'm more humble with with the way I approach things. And of course, the thing is also, my religion. I'm a Muslim, so it teaches us to be humble. Teaches us to be not be greedy, and not be like egoistic with your pride with your career or whatever you're doing. Exactly. And I think trading also helps to plays a big role within that aspect. To be able to show me that you're always a student of the market, always a student. You can never think that you're better than the market, because when you think that, bro, you lose everything you have. And I was in a position where I lost everything, bro. I was in a phase where I lost literally all my accounts, and I had to come back. And it was
tough. Lost all your accounts.
It was a period where I was like 2 months in. I was going through this massive loss streak. I don't know what was happening to me. My life was like going downwards, and I thought I just lost everything. I lost my accounts. I had about 3 accounts. I have one FTMO, one with TFT, and one with another firm, and it was just downhill from that. And I blew, and it was not a 50K account. It was a 200K account with all 3 of them. Now I ended up blowing
that's 600K in total assets under management.
Gone within a month, right? Wow. And bro, and the thing, this is why I tell everyone to, like, when you trade, don't trade with a mindset of I want to make money and I want to get out. It's a career. Like, you're making this a profession, right? And that's what I got off from that phase when I lost all my accounts. From that phase, that's when I started to do more conservative, become more strict with my trading style, become more, less risk, more reward type of thing. Before, I would be very aggressive, pass within a day, get it done with. Now I'm like, let me take my sweet time. I know how to trade. I can trade this in a demo. These people I teach are getting funded. So can I, right? So the few months, actually, there was a 1 month or 1 month and a half, I took a break from trading, kind of disappeared. And I wasn't really active on Instagram. I wasn't like as active as I am right now. It was earlier, like last year, around that time, where I lost all my accounts. So I was there, my students, like, 2 3 students here and there. And those guys were actually my boys. So I wasn't really losing anything. that was the case. So I was, doing that as well. And then I had to take a month off to really like recalibrate, like, okay, what am I doing with my life? Like, how did I just blow 600K in asset under management? I just
Yeah.
blew it right within a month. And it was not to say the market was bad. It was mostly, it was me, my psychology, my emotions were all over the place. I want to make money quick, get rich fast. And that's the shortest way to destruction with trading.
Yeah, that's what they say. Like, how did you, because 600K, losing 600K assets under management is a big slap in the face. So how did you recover from that? What were questions that you asked yourself to help yourself get out of it?
The main thing I asked myself, bro, is what do I want with this career? Like, what am I trying to achieve? Is it get rich quick, buy a Lambo, drop a course, make $1 million and cut? Or is it actually being stable in the industry, getting, go towards hedge funds, approaching them with possibly getting up to $1 million in funding, right? Or asset management? Like, how do I want to go about this? And again, the main thing comes down to building a track record. And how to build a track record is by being as much as you can with the prop firm, right? Getting as many payouts as you can, and steady with that. So those were one of the questions I asked. And another question I asked is actually to myself, is basically like, literally, I sat down that day. I was like, what am I doing in my life? Like, why am I with this mindset of a gambler mindset? I was never like this with stock options. Why did I come into the industry and like, literally everything changed? And the reason being, bro, because I used to follow a lot of these guys on Instagram who would flex this 20, 30K days, who would flex these Lambos, flex Ferraris the next day, and I would be like, if he can, I can too. Like, there's not, he and me, we both are human, same color, right? Same background. Like, what are you doing different than I'm doing different? And I failed to realize most of these people online, bro, are not real. You can fake empty
Most
for
of
account,
them.
bro. Most of them, you can fake renting car. You can fake a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And social media is known to be a fake place. You post fake stuff on there, right? So I had to really sit down and say, okay, like, what am I looking for? Like, what am I doing by looking at these guys and trying to compare their life with my life? And that's when I started to stop doing that, focus on me. Like they say, you versus you, me versus me.
Yeah.
Just zone out from everything. Literally, I took a break from Instagram for like a month. And this was back when I started AA Capitals on Instagram. It was very small. I had like 2 posts. I went ghost after that. Came back after a month, and then I started to secure more funding again. And that was the goal. Like, the goal was to literally detach from this whole social media type of thing. Stop looking at all these guys making crazy amount of money and focus on my goal. Focus on how I want to pass. And that way, I was able to pass. So what I did was I actually went for a more conservative approach. I went for a 50K account, then for a 100K account, then 200K, and build it that way instead of going back to the 200K and trying to get that back. You build more conservative. 50K, get a payout, get a 100K payout, 200K, and so on, right? And then so far, alhamdulillah, it's going pretty good now. So far I haven't seen any problems. Yes, I blow accounts, and that's normal. I blow accounts, I win accounts back. This is the game, right? That's how this game is. And the goal is, of course, to have more than you lose. Simple as that.
Interesting. Like, yeah, you recover from that. I've got a lot of respect for that. Some people blow their challenge and say, fuck it, I'll quit Forex trading. Forex trading is not for me. So you've got a lot of people like that. So I've got respect for you that you lost 600K in funding and then look at yourself, recover, ask yourself the right questions, and just go on with your career how you did.
It's not just that too, but it's also because, like, you have to understand, like, many guys give up in the industry because either they're not profitable, either they've never passed, or either they've never seen a payout. I remember the first time I got a payout, bro. Like, I thought I was like delusional. I'm like, what the heck? This is actually real. You can actually make 500K and get money to your bank account. It was through deals back then when it was available. But I was like, man, this is crazy. I literally made 5K with just 1 day of trading. My monthly salary, give or take, within a day of trading. How the heck, like, this is possible? And when that happened, bro, everything changed for me. Everything changed. The whole possibility of me actually making money. And another point of view is, yes, that happens, but then you go into a losing streak and then you never end up getting it back. People waste 10K, 20K, 30K on just challenges. It's very important to understand. The way I go about this, bro, is if I lose 2 or 3 challenges whenever I take a challenge, I take a break and recalibrate. Say, okay, and this is where journaling comes in. So I journal every single one of my trades, and especially after you told me this. Remember when we had a talk when I was going through a losing streak, and we had a talk, and you told me, bro, you have to journal every single thing, and not just your trades. Previously, I was just journaling my trades. You told me also journal your emotions. Take a book, write down how you feel. When I started doing that, bro, like it was a game changer. Like I was able to understand why the day I'm losing, how am I feeling the day before that, or the day off that day I'm trading, and I was able to track a record of the day I'm losing. The days either I have a shit ton of meetings at work, or I'm just stressed from work, or I'm stressed from life. And I stopped doing that now. I stopped trading the days where now, bro, I trade like maybe like if you look at my, if you ask my members in my Discord, I maybe trade like twice a week or once every 3 weeks or 2 weeks. Because you don't need to trade that much, right?
You don't have to trade every day, right?
Exactly. Only trade when you see a good setup. And now I have a set of setup that I see in the market repetitively, because the market, of course, repeats itself, right? I have a set of rules that I need to follow before it hits my line or whatever I take a trade from. And only when it does that, I take it. And as simple as going on my phone, executing it, putting the phone back in my phone, in my pocket, and go about my day. Not looking at the chart,
like
not
set and forget.
Basically, not looking at the profits. Oh, I'm up 3K. Oh, I'm up 1K. Oh, damn, I'm down 5K. Oh, this plays with your. It makes your heart dance. You gotta stop doing that.
It does.
I tell everyone this too. Like when you're in a trade, sleep, or just go do something. You know, that's the best way to actually hold. Because the thing that now what I do is I set my stop loss, so I take profit, and I go about my day. If it hits, perfect. Doesn't hit, simple as that. We move on.
And did you change your strategy or just refine it over and over again?
So not change strategy, it was just refining my strategy over again. So before I really came to the point of refining, well, I used to hop strategy before. I used to hop a lot. And that's another thing that really pushed me back a couple months.
Yeah. Looking for the golden strategy that's gonna make you rich.
Everyone tells me this. Basically, what is that golden strategy? Like what is the golden rule? Like what is it? What do you have? I'm like, bro, every strategy works. You see guys making like money from retail, money from trend lines, money from, whatever they may be. There's so much strategy out there, and all of them making money, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. Everything works, but you have to find out what works for you, right?
Literally, and this is what I think was really good for me, because I was able to. So what I did was I actually joined a lot of programs, a lot of mentorship programs, a lot of courses, and I took everything that was good for me from each course. When I did that, and that's what I tell everyone: when you buy a course, when you buy a mentorship, don't copy him, because you cannot copy someone and expect the same result. It will not happen. You have to look at what they're doing, take the thing that works for you, and then kind of mix it with your own strategy. You have to come up with something of your own. And that's what I did. I went through all these courses, spent a lot of money, but it is what it is. A lot of money, and it was some sort of benefit. I went to ICT, went to SMC, went to LIT, all these type of liquidity investment theorem.
Yeah.
I also went to some retail classes as well, and I took a couple of concepts from there, and I merged it into one. And I came up with something that really works for me, right? And this is what I tell everyone: like, if something works for you, stick to it. Don't change it. Like if you've been seeing wins and suddenly you see losses, that's part of the game. It's not that your strategy doesn't work. Maybe something wrong with your risk management, maybe with the psychology. But if you won the trade, if you won a couple of trades and you have data to back it up that you won, like maybe out of 10 trades you won like 6 trades or 5 trades, you have a high win rate, then bro, you're winning, right? Yes, you have losses, but that you can't stop that. That's part of the game. Losses is just losses. You just have to go over them.
Of course, always.
It was more like, for me, it was more refining. So when I found that, or when I actually ended up mixing all the strategies, something that works for me, and I had the data to back it up that, okay, I have this much win rate, this is my losses, this is my wins, I stick to it. And now it's just the process of refining. And, I'm a hard believer of always learning. I was refining a strategy because the market always adapts. You have to adapt as a trader as well. So I keep refining. I went from risk to riskier to conservative to very conservative to moderate. So it depends on the market conditions, how I'm feeling for those couple months and so on. Just to refine it and make it better. I'm actually in the process right now. So refining a bit more and going more conservative. Because right now I'm in a stage, bro, like I'm honestly tired of having this much stress on my shoulders, because you have a riskier approach, bro. Man, your heart is heavy, bro. Like before I wanted to pass within a day or two, right? Get it done within just because for me, I would risk like 1.5, 2%, either a pass or a fit. Simple as that. Because I didn't really care about, challenge. Because, alhamdulillah, I had a good money of backup of money inside, good backup of challenge accounts or funded
Yeah.
accounts. So I didn't really care. I would just pass, I pass, I fail. But I realized that's not a good approach, right? That's not really good in terms of like, if you want to secure hedge fund funding, this is the approach for them saying no right away. They won't even let you enter the doorstep.
What are you
Right?
doing?
Yeah. So for me now, I'm like, okay, let me actually go for a more conservative approach. So I bought a couple accounts recently of multiple platforms, and I'm gonna link it to a copy trader, right? And then I'm gonna trade it that way and take it very slow, conservative, and my plan is to do it next month. Right now, I'm actually in the process of refining it, and of course, like I'm taking those trades on live account, so the emotions are real. But I'm trying to basically gather all the data, see my win rate, how much it increased, what is being different now, what am I doing different, and incorporate that into my new strategy with these platforms, and then go from there. And I think I would see more success with that than going for a riskier approach, because before I would go for like 15R, 20R, which really contradicts what I just said about how hedge funds make, like 10% or lower than a year. How am I aiming for 20% a day, right? So I have to really like change that mindset, right? Change that mindset because don't get me wrong, you can make 10R a day, but you're gonna have like 20 losses before you make that 10R.
Exactly.
Which
It's
you can
more of
grow your
the
account
approach
before you
that
make that.
you have, right?
And now I'm going for a fixed R, 1 to 5, 1 to 3, 1 to 2s, right? Go for a more bigger stop loss and less risk reward and compound that. Because compounding is a big thing, bro. Like 1 to 2s, 1 to 3s, you can easily catch that every single day. With a bigger stop loss, like 10 pip stop loss, 20 pip stop loss, you can easily catch 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to 3s, as long as you hold for that period of time. Right? And then your win rate, of course, increases. Your win rate increases, and you're more consistent in the markets, right?
Yeah.
That way is much more better for me, to be honest.
I think it's time to step into the charts. All right. So this is a trade that you really took on your live account, right?
Yes, on my account actually this trade was taken on like your account as well, like the Forex Capital Funds account, right? This that and yeah, like this trade was very very like so on this trade you can see it was a 7R trade, but I actually cashed out at 3R. I'll tell you why. So in essence, what I do is, bro, I go on the higher time frame to look for a bigger picture, to look at okay, what is the price on the higher time frame. So what I do is I usually start off on the 4-hour.
Yeah.
To look at the price action, and I like to trade with the trend, not against it. Usually with the trend, and I only trade EU and GU most of the times. So this trade was perfect because it aligned with my strategy, aligned with the trend, overall trend. So I was actually waiting for the price to come back up, fill in this imbalance, tap into my level of POI, point of interest, and then sell from that level, right? So you'll see price actually come to that level of my interest, my POI, come in, tap around that higher time frame POI, right? And again, everyone tells me, go on the 5-minute to look for a 5-minute execution. Yes, that is true. But if your analysis is not based on a higher time frame, you're gonna get a lot more losses than your wins. Right? Yeah. Higher time frame is the boss of the market. Always look at the higher time frame to look for a bias, to look for your trend, your analysis, and then go on a lower time frame to execute. Right? So there's a clean 4-hour POI that it came and filled in the imbalance, tapped into my entry. Then what I did was I went into the lower time frame to look for an entry. So right here, the price tapped in around the level. I believe it was around like a 1 minute or 2 minute change of character around this level. The price, gave an indication the price is now in a bearish momentum. And of course, I want to see some sort of like price action saying that. And again, like I don't want to go into more details, but I want to keep it, more. The way I approach these lower time entries is more so off of FVGs, right? Having my stop loss on the last swing or low, which is the basically the different strategy now. You know how I told you I'm kind of refining it. So this is the that has been, because before I used to have like 2.3 stop loss, 3 stop loss, 4 stop loss. It was a big RR but smaller stop losses. So I stopped doing that for more conservative approach. So my stop loss was a bit above the swing low, swing high. And then the entry was at the FVG fill around this level right here, right? Fill the FVG, and my take profit was around this low right here. I took profits around here for a nice 1 to 3, 1 to 4, I believe, on this level right here. Took profits here for a nice 1 to 3, and took full profit at this liquidity point, right? Because these are some sort of equal lows here as well, equal lows, some sort of consolidation starting here as well. I could have taken profit all the way down to the last lower low, but again, that's kind of not being reasonable. And in the past, I will also see price reversing and going against me. So being more conservative, taking partials on the way, and taking full profit at the nice 1 to 5 and calling it a day.
So you do take partials on the way
Oh
to
yeah,
the.
I do take parcels. Yeah, I do. Again, it depends on the account balance. If I'm
Mhm.
in, if I'm maybe around, say I have a 100K account, I'm around
Mhm.
like 98. I'm in drawdown, right? So partials at that point is very, very important because I need to build back my capital, right, to get to break even.
Yeah.
Also, of course, I was actually down, so my goal was to bring back up, got the partials, got the full take profit, and now alhamdulillah I'm in a good level of hopefully securing a payout soon.
Okay, so how do you do your risk management exactly? You're saying that when you're in drawdown, you take earlier take profit than when you're in plus.
Yeah, so okay, so the way I go about risk management plan, bro, is pretty simple. The way I go about this is a ladder approach, and I believe ICT talks about this.
Yeah.
Ladder approach meaning, so say I'm in a 100K account, right, and I'm in drawdown. My goal now is not to make profit
Mhm.
or get a payout. My goal is to bring it back to break even.
Yeah.
And how do I do that? By reducing my risk drastically. So the way I start off is, for the first trade I take is, say I risk 0.5%, right? I lose that trade, then I go down the ladder. So I have a set amount of percentage I lose. So I have like 0.75, 0.55, 0.35.
Yeah.
These three risk parameters. So whenever I lose a trade, I go down to a lowest amount. So let's say I risk 0.5, I lose a trade, I go down to 0.35. Then lose that again, still took to 0.35, but keep going up. And then the moment I have my first win, I go up the ladder and go up and up and up. And of course, the more wins I have, the more up I go on the ladder.
Yeah.
And the goal is to bring back to break even. What's to bring back to break even? The goal is of course build some sort of buffer, like 1K, 2K buffer. Once I have that, I start risking more. So say I'm on a break even, I'm on 100K now. I risk 0.5, bring it back to say 105 or 102, 103K,
Yeah.
right? Now I have about 3K in play in buffer. So what I do is now I risk 1%. And now I only trade trades I'm confident in, that I know will be perfect, will play as per my plan,
Yeah.
right? So of course it can be a loss, it can be a win, both ways. But regardless of that, I risk 1% and I go on my day. If I make it, I make it. If I lose it, then I go back down again, 0.5. Lose it again, back to 0.35, and so on. So this latter approach really helped me in terms of conservative. So conservative approach with managing my capital, right? Because the goal in this game is not to make money, is to conserve your capital.
Yeah.
The more you can handle your capital, manage your capital, the more money you can make, right? So now my approach is slightly different. It's more so like have a ladder approach to your risk plan, and go from there.
Do you
Yeah,
do you
man.
set a goal of a profit percentage that you want to reach
One
per
to five.
month?
Well, per month around. So it's a 100K account.
Yeah.
Usually, I set about like 4 or 5%, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes even like 6%, but that's very rare occasions. But 4 or 5% is pretty good for me. I'm
Okay.
happy with that.
I think those are a lot of golden nuggets, how to get out of drawdown. Take us through your top-down analysis one more time. You start on the 4 hour.
4 hour, look for the market buys, look for the trend in the market, look for potential POS or price to come into,
Mhm.
look for sort of insufficient price action right here, right? And I
Yeah.
see some sort of also this is also another retail concept, a bear flag pattern, right?
Yes.
Also, you can also say a trend line, right? So there's another retail concept that I took, that okay, this is following that bear flag pattern, plan is also coming up to the FVG, putting the imbalance, coming up to my POI. It only makes sense for it to have a major sell-off. So a price came around, tapped in. Then I looked for a 5 minute in a character. But in this case, I think it was a 1 minute or 2 minutes in a character. We're going on 1 minute. I have to go to bar replay mode. Hold on. We're going bar replay mode. Go down to the 1 minute over here. So you see price came on this level, gave me a nice break, right? Of course, it didn't break that high, but it did give me a break of this demand zone that
Yeah.
told me that okay, the price was very likely break through it. Came down here, and then at this level, I got into a retracement around this level here, got into a trade, had my stop loss above the last swing high, and took profit all the way down to this equal level lows, or this sort of consolidation. And yeah, man, price came down, took profit at 1 to 5, took partials here, then took full profit here. And when I take partials, I move my stop loss to break even, right?
Okay.
How the trade run, and yeah, man.
And
Simple
where
as that.
would you take your first partials?
right here at the first phase, at the first place of consolidation. So first
Ah,
liquidity, right? This is some sort of liquidity point here, right? Price took the above liquidity, but the lower was pending. So price came down, took liquidity there, right here, took liquidity here. And then this trade was actually like, it was just like right away, the instant drop. I'm like, okay, perfect, man. Partials and full profit, same time.
yeah, that was a major zone right there.
Yeah.
Recently, you received a payout of, I think it was around 5K, 5,000.
Yeah.
What is your goal next? What do you want to reach?
Damn, bro, that's a tough one, man. I don't know. Honestly, so of course the end goal is to, acquire funding from hedge funds, right? That's my goal now.
Yeah,
So now my goal is to get max funding from, because bro, like a lot of stuff went down with the platform industry, with MFF, all these firms that went big toll down. These guys got caught. The thing is, this is a firm in Canada, and I'm in Canada,
mhm,
and it's getting quite tough for us because now regulations coming in, and they want to take record of which platforms are out there. So a lot of firms are not stable, and I don't know which firm I can go for. So my goal now is to secure funding from the top firms, top three, top two, right, and have the ones I have currently as well, and build that. Our goal is to be more conservative, no more aggressive approach, because now I'm over that. Because if I
yeah,
do that now, apart from going under the belt, I'm gone. So now goal, be conservative, right? Get more payouts on a bi-weekly basis from every platform that I have currently, and also the one that I'm gonna get soon, inshallah, and go from there, right? Build that approach, and hopefully in the near future, approach, build the connections to be able to, get the actual funding from hedge funds or whoever it may be, investors, private investors, and so on.
right. That sounds like a really good goal. So first, you are going to reach max capital with Forex Capital Funds and other two top firms.
Yeah,
And after that, you're going to investors to get mass capital.
that's the goal, man. That's the goal. And of course, keep this as well, the whole platform industry, because that's a good money to make money on the side, right? But again, the goal is definitely to go for hedge funds, secure. Because again, the profit split is not 80-20 split with these hedge funds. It's like 15% or 10%, all
Yeah,
right? Profit you make. So I want to go for that more so in the long run, right? Because that way is more conservative, more, you're not really looking for like, massive gains, and you're not really having that stress. So because you have large capital at that point, right? Up to a million and so on. So 10% of that is a lot of money, right?
that's
So
enough. Yeah. Where would you see yourself around 5 years from now?
5 years from now, crazy question, man. I have a lot of goals in mind, a lot of stuff that I want to achieve. My goal in 5 years from now, where I want to see myself is, of course, first of all, to have as much capital as I can from, of course, Forex Capital Funds, FTMO, and other big firms out there, right? As much capital as I can. That's one thing. Second thing is secure, funding from these hedge funds or private investors. I actually know a couple of guys from the Middle East who who are wealthy people and who maybe or who are willing to provide those funds for me
Yeah.
to trade in. That's the goal, of course, in the future, and the goal, of course, to also move out to in the Middle East, because it's getting tougher in Canada, bro. Getting tougher in Canada, and I do want to move out to Middle East. And my goal is, of course, to to be able to become a hedge fund manager yourself, and I also want to have a trading floor. As you know, I'm pretty big on Instagram with my
Yeah.
AA capital business going on, and I do want to have my own trading floor, right? Either in Canada or in Dubai or wherever it is. I want to have my own trading floor where I have traders with me that trade with me, right, live with me as well, like the elites of my mentorship program, and we manage these hedge fund managers' money, or these private. You could say like private investors or like other any big guys' money, but
Mhm.
we are our own hedge fund, a capital, right, fund, and we manage our own money, of course,
Sounds
for
awesome.
the investors, and that's the goal. That's the goal, to have my own thing.
That's a big goal. Also, I see on your Instagram that you support charity a lot. Do you have any goals with that? Because that
A lot, bro. A lot. Actually, recently we built. So we raised about $4,000, right, to build three or four water wells in Pakistan, in the
Mhm.
villages, and we're aiming. So with this water well, bro, it'll help around 3,000 people. You know how much big of an impact
Wow,
that is? 3,000 people.
that's
It's
a
not
lot
a
of
small
people,
number.
yeah.
It's a lot of people that we can help, and this is the benefit of being able to make money, bro. Like
Mhm.
money will come and go. Like it's not when God blesses you with money, your goal is to use that money for a benefit. Like, you know, we all know this life is temporary, right?
Yeah.
It's about you. It's about you. You know, what are you gonna utilize? What type of impact are you gonna make in this life? And of course, the goal is to use our money to be able to help those that are in poverty. And my goal is, of course, to build schools, water wells, many mosques around the globe, especially impactful countries like in Africa and South India, like Pakistan and Bangladesh and so on, where I come from, right? And I've seen a lot of poverty there, and I want to be able to help those as much as I can
Yeah.
to be able to at least give 3 meals a day, because many people don't get that, bro. We're very fortunate enough to live in a country where we're able to have 3 meals a day filled with meat, right?
Yes.
Chicken, and some guys in poorer countries eat that once a year, right?
So in that way, money does create happiness, right?
Not necessarily. Money, temporary happiness. I wouldn't say permanent happiness. I would say temporary, because when you get to a point where you have a lot of money, bro, after that, it's like, okay, what next? Like, what do I do now?
Yeah, but
Right?
I
Like,
mean, building a school, that's a big thing. But building water wells, that's a big thing. I've seen it all on your Instagram. So in that way, a lot of people, you can make a lot of people happy with supporting those
oh
charities.
yes, helping others. Yes, helping
Yeah,
others. Yeah, yeah. I mean in terms of like me having that money and saying, okay, yo, like I'm very happy. My money buys happiness for me. No, that's not the case.
yeah,
For others, yes, definitely, you can help a lot of people in terms of improving their life, giving them the happiness they want in their life. And of course, building water wells, building food for them, or giving food for them, or whatever it is, will of course
exactly.
be a big part of their life, right? And then goes to do that as a family, as because it's I'm a firm believer of when you give as a one person, you can do so much. When you give as a group, it's a lot more impact, right? And the goal is not to
Yeah,
flaunt and say I build water well. It's not the goal. The goal is to have as much impact as you can on the people. And how to do that? By having a collaborative approach, by bringing everyone in. That's my goal. Right now, part of our mentorship, we have a lot of people who are mentorship who are donating for that, right? And a lot of big guys from the other countries that are donating who follow me. So the goal is to be a collaborative approach and have a big impact on the people who are poor. And that's the goal in the future as well. Raise funds, publicly, internationally, and so on, and build this water wells. Have like a proper organization, which is not for profit, but is a soul-run entity.
this is really what keeps you going as well. It's what keeps you
Yes, again,
on
yeah.
the grind, waking up at 2 or 3 a.m. That's the ultimate thing that, yeah, that keeps you
That is the
going on the
goal.
grind, right?
That's good because I remember when I was in high university, bro. I used to go around downtown. I would see people like homeless people, like eating from the garbage. Bro,
Yeah,
I remember one time I seen that, and I was like, damn man, like I'm wasting my food, and these guys are eating from garbage. Like,
yeah,
what am I doing with my life? Like, so that time I set a goal to my life that okay, I need to be at a stage where even if I'm working a 9 to 5, making bare minimum, some portion of my money has to go towards the poor. I want to start doing that. And again, it's not just the fact that okay, you donate and you let it go. It also, God promises that when you donate, it comes back to you in threefold or even more than that.
yeah.
There's a big thing that you never get poor from giving charity, and I'm a firm believer of that. You never get poor, and I'm a living walking experience that you'll never get poor from giving. And I give a lot of my wealth, bro. And
Yeah, I
that's
believe
what
that as well. That when you give,
you
you also will receive.
Yeah, and of course, in my religion, a big part of our core belief is giving,
Hmm.
having wealth, but giving majority of it. Many of the ancestors, our prophets, did that, and that's what we're taught to do. And I'm just doing the bare minimum, right? Giving back to the community, giving back to those that are less fortunate, and using my funds for a better cause rather than
Yeah.
spending on material. That's the goal that you need to have. Every person watching this needs to have a goal that's not materialistic. And that's the only way that will keep you up every night, keep you up working hard for a lifetime. You never stop.
You've got these great goals and not so materialistic, but more of supporting the world and supporting charity and supporting others. What is your number one tip for a trader that's gonna start off now? Yeah, what's your tip to, yeah, to all those traders that just start off?
I would say first off, bro, is learn as much as you can. Right? Don't be filled with pride. Don't be
Hmm.
filled with ego. And I'm a trader now. I'm demo trading, making 10K, posting that online. A lot of guys, they start trading and they just open up an Instagram and they start posting everything, right? 10K,
Yeah.
20K, but we know it's all demo money, right? It's not real money. So you gotta stop doing that first, because when you
Yeah.
start doing that, you build some sort of like image online first of all. So you have to live to a lifestyle. The lifestyle will start turning into a fake lifestyle because you have to show that image. And if you don't pass challenges, you have to show that fake lifestyle, which
Yeah.
is not the way you want to go. Goal is of course to be by yourself, go ghost, monk mode, meaning just you, your charts, and your laptop, right?
Working
You want to
silence.
literally work in silence and let your actions speak once you become funded or once you reach that level of your goals. So first thing is to learn as much as you can, right? Consume as much knowledge as you can. Of course, I'm not going saying go buy every course, right? Buy courses that are legit, like ICT's course. His
Yeah.
course probably provides the most value to me, right? And it's free. It's for free. There's so much
Yeah.
stuff out there for free. I learn myself for free, most of the stuff. But of course, I have to buy courses. But some stuff are also for free. Learn that. Go from there. Learn for free. And the main thing is have a goal in mind. What I want to achieve within a month, a year, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. That way you have a like a map. And when you have a map, it's easier for you to get to your destination rather than
Yeah.
you just following any road and getting to the destination. You follow instructions or like the drawings on the highway say you take this exit, you'll get here. That will get you somewhere, not to your exact location. How do you get to exact location? With a map, right? Where do I go? Where do I
Exactly.
exit? Where do I enter? You need to have a full map planned out. Okay, I want to get this funding by this many months, this many years. How do I go about that? What do I need to do? Write it down. Write it down. I have literally a poster right here telling me what I need to do for like to
Wow.
get to my goal, right? Like in the 3 months, I need to get this much funding. How do I go about that? What do I need to practice? How am I going to trade? And so on.
But
So I have to
also
go,
like the map, as in how do I get there? So
yeah,
you
how do I
write a
get there?
goal, and how do I get to that goal? And
Yeah,
with the
have a goal
5-year
and
goal,
write that.
how do I do
Yes.
the steps to get to that?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And the last thing, of course, and this is probably the main thing, is be a student of the market, right? Don't think you're above the market. Don't think that once you have a big day, you pass a challenge, you're on top of the world. Because I'm telling you, I was in places where I
Yeah.
passed challenge, and I'm on top of the world. The next day, I get funded. Second day, I blow that account. Gone. Because I feel like I'm the shit. You have to be a slave to the market. You have to be like humble and
Stay humble.
yeah, stay humble and just go from there. Don't think that I'm a million in funding. No one can beat me. No one is bigger than me. That's one way of literally destroying yourself. You should always work and this foreign industry is already full of a lot of toxic people, a lot of haters.
Mm.
So stay true to your people, stay true to yourself, and just keep learning, keep going, keep learning.
And don't flex your demo profits on your
Oh, yes,
social media.
definitely. Don't flex that, man. It brings nothing to you, no benefit. Like it's good for you. Learn it, keep it to
Yeah,
yourself. When you flex it, you're building some sort of fake image of you, right? Which you have to live up to it.
exactly.
And then when the people have that fake image of you and you have to live up to it, you're just living a fake. People say you live a life check to check, but you have a luxury lifestyle. What's the use of that, right? Living like check to check, but you're living like you have a Ferrari and Lambo, but you have no money in your account. No
Yeah.
benefit. So don't do that. Go ghost. Just be you and the charts. You versus you, me versus me. Simple as that.
These were some golden nuggets, honestly.
Appreciate that, man.
Especially the last one. There's some free education out there. Take it seriously. Head down, work and learn, and get on the grind. Write your goals. Exactly. Right on the spot.
Yes,
Last question until we end this beautiful interview full of golden nuggets. How did you experience trading with Forex Capital Funds?
so far, like I said, it's been amazing. All the way from the challenge phase to the funded phase, very smooth. Especially you guys. You guys have been very supportive in terms of like going through. And I remember times where I would be in like some sort of drawdown, and you would come to me and say, Hamza, what are you doing? Like you gotta relax, or like you say some
Stop,
sort of
stop.
like yes, like stop trading. So like the thing is like it's good to have those type of CEOs that are actually like you know uh, helping you and supporting you for your success because this industry is known to
Yeah,
bring you down to make you fail. But if you have
exactly.
CEOs that actually support you to help you like become profitable, that's what you need. You need a helpful approach to your trading, right? If
Yeah,
you have already toxic stuff, pushing you down, you're not gonna make it, man. So I'm very glad of the guys you and and Stefan, amazing people. The challenge itself has been amazing. Very smooth conditions, nothing really at all, no problems. Most like the slippage and spread, I can just go on for hours about this. It's one of the best conditions I've ever seen, right? And then towards the front account, Amazing, bro. Amazing. I've never been like slipped more than I wrist. Or maybe, of course, there's market conditions you slip maybe 1-2 pips, but that's normal. Not 10 pips or 20 pips. Because I've had that with some problems. So I won't take names, but it's been amazing so far. Very good experience. Payout is fast. Everything's very quick. Amazing, bro.
Yeah, we're here to create success for you guys.
And I can't wait to see you guys reach the top, bro. Can't wait.
We're gonna reach the top.
Yes, yes,
Of
sir.
course.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Hamza, really thank you for this interview. Thank you for your time. Taking the time to do this interview and spread a lot of golden nuggets. Yeah, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Finn. And yeah, can't wait for this to be out.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and also press the notification bell on the channel, and also spread some love and some knowledge that you got from this interview in the comments.